It's your boy KamsCorner. Make sure you go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe. And today I'm gonna tell you my idea on how to fix the housing crisis. I think I know how, and if I'm wrong, let me know in the comment section below. I'm definitely open to being wrong. So, to give you a little backstory, rent is like out of control. Housing is out of control. A 1-bedroom, 550 square foot condo in like Pickering, which is basically a suburb. It's not downtown. You're not in like downtown. You're like 40 minutes from downtown to an hour from downtown. You're paying like $400,000, $500,000 for 500 square feet. Do you know how ridiculous that is? You're paying $100,000 per 100 square foot. That is way out of line. And you're not even getting a premium condo. You don't have crazy amenities. You probably don't have a pool. Your condo fees are probably $800 a month. So that doesn't make any sense. And then when you look at houses, a piece of crap house that should probably be $180,000, you gotta pay $850K. And to get one of those houses that you see on like in like Texas, like those really nice houses that you would see in Texas, and they sell them for like $200K, and you're like, how is it possible? A house that looks like that in Toronto is gonna cost you $1.5 to $2.5 million all day, every day. That's a big problem. So let me not gatekeep anymore. Let me tell you my solution. The solution is based on bedrooms. So now, if you're a 1-bedroom condo, doesn't matter where it is, doesn't matter the amenities, the maximum you could charge for rent is, oh, look, a nice motorcycle. R6. But let me get back to the subject. The most you could charge for 1 bedroom is $950 a month, maximum, max. 2 bedrooms, for every additional bedroom, you can get $350 or around that. So I'm gonna play fast and loose with it. But let's say for a 2-bedroom, your max is $1,300. 3-bedroom, max is $1,600. 4-bedroom, max is $2,000. That's how it will work for rent. Now, what this will do, all the people that own these properties and are trying to price gouge and rent these 1-bedrooms out for, I don't know, $2,500 a month, they will be either forced to either live there, because it's not an investment. We need to get rid of that idea. Housing is not an investment. It's a place for you to live. So either A, they move out, or B, they're forced to keep the same. They keep their tenants, and then what you're gonna have to do is you're gonna have to pay the rest of the rent, because you're not supposed to get rich off of housing. It's not supposed to work like that. It's not an investment. It is a place for you to live. Now, what that will also do is all the investors are going to sell, which is going to then drive down the price, because most people are not landlords because they want to be landlords. They're landlords because they want to invest and make money, which is fair, but not in this country, chief, because you're ruining the country. So all the people that are investors, they're going to sell. It's going to drive the price down. And then the people that are actually supposed to be living in 500 square foot boxes, that are people that are 18, 19, 20, they can actually afford. Because those things, if it's 500 square foot, there's no way it should be selling for more than half $500,000. It shouldn't even be selling more than $100,000. It should be around 120K. That's what it should cost. And if this rule implement changes, that's what prices will go to. Now, I know some people may say, oh, this will disincentivize landlords from wanting to be landlords. Who's going to rent to you then, right? Who's going to rent to you? Nobody has to rent to me at that point. I can get a mortgage for $100,000. The average person that works a job can get a mortgage for $100,000. Your mortgage, by the way, meaning first-time buyer, 5% down. All you need is $5,000. The average person can do it. Again, what we need to start doing is we need to stop making rules for the rich, stop making rules for the extremely poor, and make rules for the average person, the majority. Not the people in the top 10% and not the people in the bottom 10%. That's not what we should be doing. Focus on the people in the middle. And I'll tell you this, if you're a business owner right now watching this, or you're like you work at a job, your job will pay you more because of this happening. You know why? Because when people have more disposable income, if my rent goes from $2,000 in a 1-bedroom down to $900, I have a bunch of more disposable income, meaning I can invest in the stock market. I can go on more dates at your restaurant and give you a bigger tip. I can support your small business. Now you can open up your small businesses because the market's way bigger because more people have money, more disposable income. You're going to drive the economy by doing this. When you have it set the way we have now, the only people that benefit are in the top 10%. Everyone else does not. Now, that doesn't mean that we shouldn't have affordable housing for the bottom 10%. I agree. It's easier to pull everybody up. It's easier to pull the 90% up versus to support the 10% and make them happy. What's better for society? 90% of people to be happy or for 10% of people to be happy? You got to choose the lesser evil. And right now we've been doing the opposite. I'll put a video in here of Mark Carney somewhere, maybe at the beginning, maybe at the end, I don't know, of this guy saying that he's going to improve affordability and build more. Building more is not the solution. We have enough places. If you look at the statistics, there's so many vacant properties because people want to be investors. We would be forcing these people to sell it and flood the market. Flood the market. We do not have a supply issue. We have an affordability issue. And what's happening is these people, Mark Carney, all these people that are in office, they probably own like 3-4 properties, and their friends also own all these properties. So they want to help their buddies out. But screw them. Screw them. As people, we need to start saying screw them. And I'm going to address the mom and pop renters, or landlords, sorry. The mom and pop landlords that have one property and they also have a secondary property. If that's your case, I understand. But why do you have 2 properties if you're not living in both of them? If you're not gonna have if you're having a second property as like a boathouse or whatever, completely understand. I get it. There's no problem. Then you're not even renting it at that point. You probably put it up on Airbnb a couple times. Fine, fair play, no issue with that. But if you own 2 properties and you only live in one, and your sole purpose of your other one is to make a lot of money, screw you. Respectfully. Go put your money in the S&P 500. It literally has a better return. I think it's like the past 30 years. I think the S&P is like, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, 9 to 11%. That same, let's say over the course of your whole ownership, your cost of ownership, even after 30 years, let's say you pay off that condo, property taxes, property fees, all that, condo fees, all that. When you add that up, let's say you paid, you're gonna end up paying like triple because of interest. Well, let's say you pay $800,000 on a $300,000 property at the end of your 30-year term. That $800,000, if you were not to do that and just rent at an affordable rate of like $1,500, because of my new laws, you're renting for $1,500. You take your additional disposable income and dump that into the S&P 500 every month. That's just simple. Not even talking about crypto that you can get into. But let's say you do that. Your return, you'll be a multi-millionaire. You'll probably have $2 million based on compound interest. And I'm not even doing math. That's just off the top of my head. It's off the dome. It's off the cuff. This is more of a short video. I'm going to include some clips from TikTok and stuff of people complaining about the affordability issues. But let me know what you think in the comment section below. I'm okay with being wrong. You can point out flaws in my logic. I'm okay. Let's discuss it down below. Make sure you go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe. Do not treat me like a side chick. Subscribing takes you 2 seconds out of your time. We're at almost 1,000 subscribers, right? 8 something. So let's get there. I know I haven't been consistent, but I'm definitely going to be pushing out some more videos now that I have a little bit more time and I'm not as focused on other things right now. Again, like, comment, and subscribe. I'm KamsCorner, and I'm out.
Send this video to that person in your life who tells you that the reason that you can't buy a home is because you eat too much avocado toast or don't save up enough money. In Canada, even if you have a combined household income of $180,000, you do not qualify for a mortgage for the average home. No, that wasn't a mistake. If you make $180,000, you will be unable to buy the average home for $750,000. Now, this isn't just detached homes. This includes row homes. This includes semis. This includes townhouses, which means that even the top 10% of income earners in Canada do not qualify for a mortgage on the average house. If you live in Ontario, the income required is $216,000 for the average home. And in BC, it's $227,000. But it gets even worse, because if you live in Toronto, it's $268,000, and in Vancouver, it's $273,000. The vast majority of people in Canada cannot buy homes, no matter how much money they make, no matter how much money they save, no matter how hardworking they are, unless they have the help from family or an inheritance. And yet we still see a lot of people who are like, oh, well, in the 80s, I had to pay a 17% interest rate on my $50,000 mortgage. Our house, even after inflation, has gone up like 5 to 10 times in value. So please take this information and...
Today, I'm announcing that my new Liberal government is flipping the script on housing. with a new approach to build faster, build smarter, and to build more affordably. Unlike Pierre Poilievre, who thinks slash and burn is the answer to every problem, we're going to address failures in the housing market head on. And we're going to unleash the power of public-private cooperation at a scale not seen in generations. Our goal is to double the pace of housing construction to almost 500,000 new homes every single year. Homes you can afford to buy. Homes that are more sustainable and cost less to live in. Homes made right here with Canadian ingenuity, Canadian labor, Canadian products, including mass timber. The first part of our plan is to create an entirely new entity, Build Canada Homes, a lean, mission-driven organization that will do several things. First, it will act as a developer on new, affordable housing projects. It will catalyze a new housing industry. It will provide